It's game time here on Basketball Past, Present, and Future. We're going to play Take It or Leave It, but I had some fans of the show submit some tweets to us, and we are going to take or leave their hot takes. Do people still call it Twitter anymore, CJ? Do you call it X now? Like, what do you call it?
I still call it Twitter.
I call it Twitter too. Coach, you have no idea what that even is, do you?
I call it MySpace. I don't know.
Okay. Perfect. We see what age he's in. All right, so here's a hot take that comes from at WNBA_analyst. Hot take: Stephanie White is a good coach for a team that plays in the traditional WNBA style of play, but she is not a good coach for Caitlin Clark's style of play. The Indiana Fever need to decide whether Steph goes or Caitlin goes. You can't have both next season. Take it or leave it.
I'll leave it. I mean, I think she's a good coach. She's a pretty good coach. I think I like her offense, defensive minded coach. So I'll leave it.
I'm going to take it a little bit, but to say coaches can adapt their style to what they have too. That's part about being a coach. You can't coach a post-up game if you don't have a post-up player to use in the post-up game. So I think coaches can adjust. Rick Carlisle is a great example of that. You know, when he was in Indiana back in the day, he was running plays all the time. And then he got with Dallas, and he let those guys have more options and play more and didn't call many plays. So, but I do think there needs to be some way to adapt. And they need to make that clear to her as a coach. And if she's not accepting that, then they probably have to move on.
I'm also going to leave it. I think that since Coach White has coached both DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas at the same exact time, and she's a championship caliber coach, she only got Caitlin Clark for 16 games this season. So I think I need to see them a little bit more together. I'm going to leave it. CJ, take it or leave it. The WNBA is shattering health records with players off the court. 141 injuries since May 17th, 2025. 179 players in this league. They lost last year's playoff MVP in Jonquel Jones, last year's biggest free agent in Satu Sabali for a little bit, and the face of the league in Caitlin Clark right before All-Star Week. So take it or leave it. We got to blame this grueling schedule that comes from at Daydream This.
I'm going to leave it. I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of things that you can probably put into that bucket of why they're injured or whatever, but the schedule I don't think is, or could be one of them, but it could be a whole list of other things, maybe diet, stuff like that. So who knows, but I'll leave it.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it too. I mean, do they play a lot of games? Sure, but they average 4 games a week, 3 or 4, and that's what pros do. I mean, and, let's look at the NBA, right? That's a grueling schedule, 82 games. And let's see, we lost Tatum, we lost Halliburton. That's part of the game. And, I just think, they have to rethink maybe they have to rethink how they're training and taking off time and downtime. That might help.
This is an interesting one. This comes from at GPrep. And this one says, Paige Beckers is a top 5 player already in the WNBA and a future WNBA face. # trust the process. She's a top 5 player right now. CJ, take it or leave it.
I'll take it. I definitely think she's a top 5 player. I think I love the way her game translates from college to the pros, and I definitely think she'll be a budding star in the WNBA soon.
I take it too. I think she's kind of like, I think, what Cooper Flagg's going to be this year. Coming up in the NBA. She just does a little bit of everything. She's valuable, and she's made big plays in big games. They just haven't come out on top of most of the games, but a lot of that's not her fault. It's the team is not what they should be.
I'm going to leave it, and I think she's just barely on the outside of the top 5 looking in. I got Nafisa Collier, Asia Wilson, Alyssa Thomas, top 3, who are in the top 3 MVP race this year. I'm also going Breanna Stewart, former MVP, who's still amazing. And I got Jonquel Jones, who was last year's MVP in the playoffs. So this one comes to us from Trendy Hoop Stars. It says there are takes and then there are numbers. And the numbers say Angel Reese has been one of the 10 best players in the WNBA heading into the final 2 months of the season. We're talking pure production here, stat lines, not standings. And by that metric, Reese stacks up with the best of them. 6th in total box score production, 5th in league-wide efficiency rating, and one of just 4 players ranking top 25 in all 5 major stat categories: points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. The other 3, Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Breonna Stewart. CJ?
Leave it. I think sometimes we look way too far into stats sometimes, and more so about the production and the team record and all that kind of stuff. The team record is where it's at because of the team with her on it. So not to say she's a bad player, but it all goes into equation.
I leave it too. I'm a little bit of an analytics guy, but you can go overboard, like CJ said, and if you take my average of 48 minutes when I played in the NBA, I would average 32 points, and 17 rebounds. I'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, these gentlemen are more about the eye test versus the stats, and I'm going to plead the fifth, and I'm going to come back to you next week with more content with these two on basketball, past, present, and future.